What's up, brothers and sisters in the Lord? I hope you're all doing well through the grace and mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share a revelation. Now, this has to do with Donald Trump, how some evil people, well, I don't know the kind of people to be specific, but there are some people that are planning evil against Donald Trump. Whatever that is currently going on in the United States, whatever situation in a form of distraction that is going on, the Lord has given a vivid revelation to a dear sister that these things are occurring just because of the wickedness of some people that are trying to bring down the current president of the United States, who is Donald Trump. And I do not want to waste much time. I'm going to share this revelation with you right away. Please make sure you pray about this revelation and seek discernment from the Lord. And if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, I would like to welcome you and say a very big thank you. Make sure you share this video out with your friends and family so that they may also receive the message of the Lord. If you have any revelation, if you have any vision or prophetic word from the Lord you would want to share with us, please feel free to pick up my email address in the description section of the video, record an audio or a video narrating your message and send it in. Once I receive permission from the Lord, I'm going to put your message on the channel. We're still planning to go out there to carry out our mission work in the year 2025. Some people have already started in other nations. Wherever you are in the world, if you would want to volunteer or participate in our missionary project to go out there to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, you can also pick up my email address and send in your details. We'll pray with you and add you up to our evangelism group. All right, so please pay close attention as I share this message out with you.
Hello, brother. My name is Rita Abernathy. One truth I learned early in my walk with God is that God will never allow anything to happen to his chosen ones. He will always reveal it to them in one way or the other, so that they will be aware and be prepared to avert it in prayer. I strongly believe what God showed me is a secret he wants us believers and everyone across the globe to know and get prepared for what the enemy is cooking in the dark. I have always loved God with all my heart. That has made me never joke with prayers, reading the Bible and seeking his guidance. I try to live righteously and encourage others to trust in his ways. One of the things I consider as culture is that every night before I sleep, I kneel and ask God to reveal to me whatever he wants me to know. On the day I had this experience, that night was no different. I made my prayers, thanking God for his protection, asking for wisdom, and seeking his presence in my dreams. Little did I know that the dream I was about to have would be far greater than imagination and expectations. I lay in bed, feeling the peace that always comes after my regular praying. As my eyes grew heavy and sleep took over, I suddenly found myself in a different place. This place was dark, and my heart pounded as I realized I was no longer in my room. Instead, I was surrounded by strange scenes, and one could feel the fear in the place. In this place, I saw myself, how I was on my way home from where I can't tell exactly. It's at that moment when I noticed something strange. A black van had been parked on the side of the road for a while. At first, I didn't think much of it. Maybe someone was waiting for a friend or checking their phone. But as I walked past, the door suddenly slid open, and before I could react, strong hands grabbed me. My heart pounded as I kicked and screamed, but it was useless. A cloth was pressed over my face, and a strong smell filled my nose. My vision became blurred, and within seconds, everything went dark. When I woke up, I felt really cold, and my head kept aching. My arms also felt heavy. As I tried to open my eyes, I realized I wasn't in my room or on the street. I looked around and saw people, men, women, and even children, huddled together. Some had tears and streaked faces. I saw some people also sitting in silence, staring blankly at the ground. The room where we were kept was large but had no windows. The walls were made of rough concrete, and a single dim light flickered from the ceiling. Fear gripped my chest. Where was I? Who were these people? And most importantly, how would we escape? These were the questions that kept coming up in my mind. I looked around, trying to understand where I was. I saw families sit close together. They were wrapped tightly around each other. I saw some mothers holding their children closely. Some of the younger kids had stopped crying, not because they were comforted, but because they were too exhausted to shed more tears. I saw in the far corner an elderly man sitting with his back against the wall. His face showed that he was tired. His eyes stared ahead, empty and lost, as if he had already accepted whatever fate awaited him. Near him, a woman clutched a tattered scarf, her lips moving in silent prayer. I knew I had to find out more about this place. Sitting and waiting wasn't going to help me or anyone else. My best chance was to move, to see where we were, and to look for anything that could help us escape. Taking a deep breath, I slowly raised my hand and told one of the security guards that I wanted to use the washroom, keeping my voice calm even though my heart was pounding. One of the guards turned to look at me. He didn't say anything at first, just stared as if deciding whether to say yes or no. For a moment, I thought he would refuse. But then he sighed and motioned for me to stand. "Come," he said. The hallway outside was long and narrow, with only a few flickering lights. The walls had strange markings. Some looked like numbers, others like symbols I couldn't understand. As we walked, I made sure to look around, memorizing everything, every door, every turn, every little crack in the wall. If there was a way out, I needed to know where to find it. Then, just ahead, I saw a small group of people, dressed in strange blue cloth. At first, I blinked, thinking my eyes were playing tricks on me. But as we walked closer, I saw them more clearly, a small group of people standing in the dimly lit hallway. They were dressed in donkey-like dress. The color of their fabric was deep blue. On their backs, 4 stars were printed in a perfect pattern. To me, at that point, it made no sense to me. Why would they wear such kind of dress? A donkey of all animals. They stood in a tight circle, speaking in low voices, as if they were discussing something important. Their heads nodded in agreement, their hands gesturing as they spoke. I slowed my steps, careful not to make a sound. The guard walking beside me didn't seem to notice them or didn't care, but I did. Something about them felt wrong. This is exactly what I heard them saying. "We are not done yet. The fire crisis in Los Angeles is just the beginning. We will cause more chaos and crisis to mount pressure on Trump." Another one nodded. "We will do anything to make him fail and lose the love that people have for him." I noticed that these guys weren't just talking. They were planning. They spoke with certainty, as if everything was already in motion, as if what they had done so far was only the beginning. I wanted to react, to question, to call out their intentions, but I couldn't. My throat felt dry and my body remained frozen. I was just another prisoner, powerless in this hidden place, forced to witness something I had no control over. Just as panic threatened to consume me, I woke up. My body was drenched in sweat, my breath was heavy. The room was quiet and I was back in my bed. I sat up, trying to process what I had seen. Was it just a dream? Or was it something more? A warning? A message? At that moment, I closed my eyes and prayed, asking God to help me understand. Deep inside, I knew that this was not just a random nightmare. It felt real, too real, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something dark was at work in the world. I pray and will call on other believers to pray that whatever the enemy is planning over the nation of America will never come to pass. Thank you, sir.
All right, God bless you and thank you very much. I believe you heard everything that was stated in this revelation. Now, we all know that there are some people that are planning evil against the nation of America just because they want to bring one person down or they want to destroy the reputation of just one person. And I mean, if you think about this, how can you do this just to destroy the lives of many, all because you want to bring someone down? Look at the fire outbreak that occurred in Los Angeles. You know, there are so many lives, properties, and other things that were destroyed. And if this is happening just because you want to bring someone down, you want to tarnish the image of someone, it doesn't really make sense. You need to think about the lives of these innocent people in the country. You know, one thing about these evil people, one thing about these wicked people is that they do not think about the lives of innocent people. They do not think about anyone. all they want to do each and every day is try as much as possible to destroy the lives of people. When we look at Psalm 37 verse 12, the Bible says that the wicked make evil plans against good people. They grind their teeth at them in anger, but the Lord laughs at the wicked because he sees that their day is coming. The wicked draw their swords and bend their bows to kill the poor and helpless, to kill those who are honest, but their swords will stab their own hearts and their bows will break. Okay, so this wickedness of man, these evil things that people have been doing currently, has been mentioned in the Bible. So all we as Christians need to do is to continue on to pray so that the Lord will stop them. Just like the Bible has said, whatever that they plan to do, their own sword will stab their own hearts and their bows will break. So whatever destruction that they are planning for the nation of America, once Christians are able to go to God in prayer, the Lord is going to turn whatever evil plans they have for the nation will turn back against them and they will be destroyed at the end. So one thing we need to learn from this message is that we should never stop praying. Wherever you are, let us support our dear brothers and sisters in prayer so that the Lord will be able to stand in and fight in for them. Whatever plans that they are planning against the United States President Donald Trump, we should also continue on to say a prayer for him so that he will still stand firm to do whatever the Lord has appointed him to do. God bless you. Feel free to share your opinions and thoughts in the comment section of the video. And thank you very much.